Hello guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will see the all pair shortest path algorithm, which is also known as the Floyd-Warshall algorithm. This is also one type of shortest path finding algorithm. Now let us look at the problem statement. In this problem, actually our goal is to find all pair shortest path. So we are given a graph and we want to find the shortest path between each and every pair, that is each and every pair of vertices. In this case we are having 4 vertices. So how many pairs we will be having? For each and every vertex we will be having 4 other vertices. Okay, so one will be itself, that is from 0 to 0 for this node 0, and the others will be from 0 to 1, 0 to 2 and 0 to 3. So like this, for a graph having v number of vertices, for each and every vertex it will be having v number of options. So this is including itself. In this case, if we exclude the self loops, then we will be having 3 number of pairs for each and every vertex. That is, if we have v vertices in a graph, then we will be having v minus 1 number of pairs if you exclude the self loops. Okay, so these are all the pairs for the given graph. Now one thing to note is the shortest distance of a node to itself will always be 0. So if we want to find the shortest distance from 0 to 0 or from 1 to 1, then they will always be zeros. Since our starting position and the ending position are both same, therefore cost will always be 0 in this case. Now if you want to find, let's say, the shortest distance from 2 to 0, then it will come out to be this 1 plus 2, which will be 3. Okay, so I hope you understood what we actually need to find. If we are given this graph, we want to find the shortest path between each and every pair of vertices in the given graph. So this is known as all pair shortest path. Now having seen the problem statement, let us assume that this is our given graph. In this case, if we know the distance from 0 to 1, we do not know anything. We have knowledge just about the adjacent distances. Okay, so in this given graph we know only about the adjacent distances. So from 0 to 1 we know that the distance is 8. So the distance of 0 to 1 is 8. Now let us include this node 2 and see if we have an alternate lower cost path in order to reach to this 1 from this 0. So we have a path via this 2 which is of cost 3 plus 4, which will be 7. So already known cost from 0 to 1 is 8 and the new cost is 7. So since 7 is lower, we can replace this cost and write here 7. Okay, now let us include the other vertices as well. So the other vertex is 3. If we include this 3, then let us find out if there is any path which will lower our cost. So if we include this 3, then there is another path which is from 0 to 2, from 2 to 3 and from 3 to 1. So the total cost is 3 plus 2 plus 1, which will be 6. Now since 6 is lower than the already known cost, which is 7, therefore we will be replacing it with 6. Now there are no other vertices to get included, and so after including all the vertices one by one, we will be having the shortest cost from 0 to 1 in this case. Okay, so like this we will be updating for all the pairs of vertices, and so at the end of the operation, after including each and every vertex, we will be getting the shortest path at the end. So this is the entire logic of this algorithm. I have just shown for a single edge in this case. Okay, that is just for a single pair. Now the thing to note here is we include each vertex one by one in the calculation of the shortest path, like I have shown here. Okay, as soon as we find a shorter path, we update the shortest path value. Okay, so this is one such example. This is just for a single pair from 0 to 1. Now I am taking the same example and let us solve it mathematically. So in this case, we had already assumed that we want to find the distance from 0 to 1, and initially we only know the adjacent vertices distance. So we just know that from 0 to 1 the distance is 8. Now I have already written here 8. Now we will try to include all the other vertices and we will try to optimize the shortest cost path. Okay, so in this case, if we include this node 2, then as I had already said, the distance of 0 to 1 will be equals to minimum of the already remembered distance, which is 8, comma the new path distance, which will be from 0 to 2 and 2 to 1. So this will be 3 plus 4. So this is 3 plus 4, and now you can see that 3 plus 4 is lower, so it will get updated to 7. Okay, now we will try to include the other vertices as well. So the other vertex is 3. So on including 3, we want to actually find the shortest cost from 0 to 1. That will be equals to the minimum cost, which is already stored. So in this case it will be 7 now, and the cost from 0 to 3 plus 3 to 1. So from 0 to 3 the cost will be 3 plus 2, which will be 5, and from 3 to 1 the cost is 1. So the total cost will be 6 and the already stored cost is 7. So minimum of 7 comma 6 will be 6. So this cost will again be replaced with 6. So this is the algorithm for finding the shortest path between two vertices. So in this case we will be calculating the shortest path among all the pair of vertices. Now this entire formulation can be generalized. Let us say if we are including the kth vertex, then the distance from I to j will be equals to minimum of the already known distance from I to j. Otherwise, the alternate path which we will be having after including the kth vertex, which is from I to k plus k to j. So I hope this is a very simple formulation in order to understand. So this we will be using in this entire algorithm. Now one important thing to note is Floyd-Warshall can detect negative edge-weight cycle. So let us assume that this is our graph, and now in this case if you start from 0 and you want to find the cost from 0 to 0, then it will be 0. Now if you try to calculate the alternate path cost, which will be from 0 to 1, from 1 to 2, and from 2 to 0, this will be 2 plus 3, 3 plus minus 6, and this will come out to be minus 1. So you can see that this alternate path is having cost equals to minus 1, and since minus 1 is lower than 0, this 0 to 0 cost will now be minus 1. And as long as you keep repeating the cycle, it will keep decrementing. Okay, so you can see that from the same vertex to the same vertex the distance should always be 0, but since you have a negative edge weight cycle, therefore you are having weight equals to minus 1. Okay, now if it was minus 4 instead of minus 6, then this will not be a negative edge weight cycle, because the effective edge weight should be negative, but in this case it will be 2 plus 3 minus 4, which will be 1. So this is not having effective edge weight negative, so this is not a negative edge weight cycle. But if it is minus 6, then this will be a negative edge weight cycle, because the sum of the edge weights for this cycle will be negative, which is minus 1. So this is a problem. So this Floyd-Warshall algorithm can detect the negative edge weight cycle, because we need to check that the self distances from the same vertex to the same vertex should always be 0 and not less than 0. If you find any vertex to vertex distance, that is from any vertex to the same vertex distance, as negative, then that indicates that this graph will be having a negative edge weight cycle, and so shortest path cannot be found. So the thing to note here is, if we have negative distance from a vertex to itself, example from 0 to 0 in this case, then we have a negative edge weight cycle. For this graph here, 1 to 1 distance as well as 2 to 2 distance will also come out to be negative. Now the important thing to note here is, including adjacent node won't affect the distance values. So let us assume that you already know the adjacent distances from 0 to 1, okay, and that is equals to 2. So we have written the distance from 0 to 1 as 2. Now in the Floyd-Warshall algorithm, you will have to include each and every vertex one by one. So let us assume that we are including vertex 1, and now you want to find the minimum distance from 0 to 1, and already known distance from 0 to 1 is 2. Now initially, before starting the algorithm, we know the distances for all the adjacent vertices, okay, therefore we already know that the distance is 2. Now since we are including an adjacent vertex which is 1, therefore the distance values will not get updated. And how is that happening? Let us see here. This formulation I had already shown you, that from 0 to 1, if you want to find distance and if you are including this vertex 1, then that will be nothing but minimum of already known distance, that is d of 0 to 1, comma the distance from 0 to 1 plus 1 to 1. So in this case you already know that when you are not having any negative edge weight cycle, so the distance from the same node to the same node will always come out to be 0. So d of 1 to 1 will be 0. So this is as good as saying minimum of distance from 0 to 1 comma distance of 0 to 1. So this is basically the same. So the distance values will not get updated. This is the proof for that, okay. Therefore you can see that including adjacent node won't affect the distance values for the adjacent vertices. So this is one important point while solving this algorithm. So let us take an example in order to understand this algorithm. So I have taken this example having 4 vertices. So this is having 6 number of edges. Now what I will do is, first I will make the matrix which will be having the information about each and every distance values, and these distance values will be for adjacent nodes only, and if the nodes are not adjacent, then actually we will be filling it with infinite value. Now in this case, for 0 to 3 the value will be 5. Okay, so for 0 to 3 the value is 5 here, but from 3 to 0 it will be infinity, because there is no direct edge from 3 to 0. So by adjacent, I do not generally mean that it is side by side, but I mean that there is a direct edge from the given node to the destination node. Okay, so in this case, from 3 to 0 there is no direct path, therefore for 3 0 we will have value as infinity. Okay, I hope you understood it. Now there are no self loops, so all the diagonal values will be 0. So this is also one point to remember. Now once we have formed the distance value matrix, so this is just by taking the neighboring vertices, we will try to include each and every vertex one by one. So since there are 4 vertices, we will be including each vertex one by one, so we will be repeating the step 4 number of times. Okay, let us start by including this vertex 0. So if we are including this vertex 0, then first we already know that there are no self loops, so all the diagonal values will be 0. Okay, and now since we are including this vertex 0, so according to the previous algorithm which I had explained, including adjacent node won't affect the distance. So whatever is adjacent to 0, those all values will remain the same from the previous state. Okay, so we will simply copy this 3 infinity, 5, and this 2 infinity, and this infinity. Okay, now whatever values are left should be filled. Now the distance values from 1 to 2 will be equals to distance of 1 to 2. It will be equals to, since we are including this node 0, therefore this will be equals to minimum of distance of 1 to 2, which is the already known distance, comma, and that will be taken as distance of 1 to 0 plus distance of 0 to 2. Okay, so this is the formulation. Now what will be the value? In this case it will be minimum of distance of 1 to 2. 1 to 2 distance is infinity, so this will be infinity, comma, 1 to 0 distance is 2, so this will be 2, plus 0 to 2 distance is infinity, so this is infinity, so it will come out to be infinity. Okay, therefore we will fill here infinity. Like this we will be filling for each and every value. Now let us fill for the next value, which is for 1 to 3, including this vertex 0. So for 1 to 3 the already known distance is 8, so we will be taking minimum of 8, comma, and then we will be taking from 1 to 0 and 0 to 3 according to this formula. So from 1 to 0 the value is 2, so this will be 2, plus, and from 0 to 3 the value is 5, so this will be 5. Now it will come out to be 7. So this will be replaced with value 7. You can see that previously the shortest path from 1 to 3 was 8. So from 1 to 3 the shortest path with only one edge, that is direct edge, was 8. And now since we have included this 0, there is a new shortest path which is from 1 to 0 and from 0 to 3, which is 2 plus 5, which is 7. Okay, so that is why we have replaced here 7. Now let us proceed with the next part, which is from 2 to 1. So from 2 to 1 already known distance is 1. Now if we include this node 0, then the distance will be from 2 to 0 and from 0 to 1. So from 2 to 0 the value is infinity. So since this edge from 2 to 0 is infinity, we can say that this is infinity, and so this will not be included. So whatever is the value is coming, we will just paste it here, because nothing is greater than infinity. Okay, now the next part is from 2 to 3. So 2 to 3 already known distance is infinity. So we will take minimum of infinity, comma, and from 2 to 3 via this 0 it will be 2 to 0, and then from 0 to 3. So 2 to 0 is also infinity, plus whatever the value is, we don't care actually. So this will come out to be infinity. We will write here infinity. Okay, now for this one, from 3 to 1. From 3 to 1 the value is infinity. Now from 3 to 1 via this node 0 it will be 3 to 0 and 0 to 1. So 3 to 0 distance is infinity, so we don't care about the other part, Actually it will be infinity, minimum of infinity comma infinity. Now we will see from 3 to 2. 3 to 2, the distance known is 2. So it will be minimum of 2 comma. Now via this 0 it will be from 3 to 0 and then from 0 to this 2. So 3 to 0 distance is infinity. So we don't care about the other part. It will come out to be 2. Okay, so the distances are not changing. So in this case we have just a single change, that is this part. It was 8 from 1 to 3 and now it is changed to 7 from 1 to 3 distance. Okay, so we are done with including this node 0 and now we will include the next node, which is node 1. So when we are including this node 1, then node 0 is already included. Therefore whatever is processed and answered here will be containing both node 0 and node 1. Okay, now in this case as well, we will first be filling all these values as 0 since there are no self loops. Now since we are including node 1 here, therefore all the adjacent nodes will not be changing value. So we will simply be copying the values here from the previous state. So this will be infinity, and for this one this will be 2, 0, infinity and 7. So these will not be changing the values. So now we will be processing for the other parts. So for this 0 to 2, the value already present is infinity in the previous state. Now in this state it will be via this 1. So already present distance is infinity. We will be taking minimum of infinity comma. We are finding from 0 to 2 via 1. So this will be 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. So from 0 to 1 the distance is 3. So this will be 3 plus, and from 1 to 2, 1 to 2 the distance is infinity. So this will come out to be infinity. So we will write here infinity. Now for 0 to 3 already present distance is 5. So this will be minimum of 5 comma. Now we are including this 1. So it will be from 0 to 1 and from 1 to 3. So 0 to 1 distance is 3 and 1 to 3 distance is 7. So this will remain as 5. Okay, so I will write here 5. Now let us see the next part, which is from 2 to 0. So 2 to 0 already present distance is infinity. Now this will be minimum of infinity comma. Now we are finding from 2 to 0 via this 1. So this will be from 2 to 1 and then from 1 to 0. So 2 to 1 distance is 1 and then from 1 to 0 the distance is 2. So this will come out to be 3. Therefore we will write 3 here. Now the next part is from 2 to 3. So from 2 to 3 already known distance is infinity. So this will be minimum of infinity comma, and then we are finding from 2 to 3 via this 1. So this will be 2 to 1 and then 1 to 3. So 2 to 1 distance is 2 to 1 is 1 and 1 to 3 is 7. So this will come out to be 8. So we will write here 8. Okay, now you can see that this one has changed here and this value is also getting updated. Okay, now we will also see for this 3 to 0. So for 3 to 0 value is infinity. So we will take minimum of infinity comma, and now since 1 is included, so we will see from 3 to 1 and then from 1 to 0. So for 3 to 1 value is infinity. So we don't care about the second part. It will come out to be infinity. We will write here infinity. Now we will see for 3 to 2. So for 3 to 2 value is 2. So this will be minimum of 2 comma, and then we are finding from 3 to 2 via this 1. So this will be from 3 to 1 and then from 1 to 2. So 3 to 1 value is infinity. So we don't care about the second value. It will come out to be 2. So this will be 2 here. Okay. So after including both the nodes 0 and 1, this is our shortest path matrix. Okay. So like this we will keep repeating and include all the vertices, and whatever matrix come at last will be our final all pair shortest path. So if we solve it, then this will be the final matrix. Okay. Now so you can see that this algorithm works. So you can see that in this algorithm the shortest path from I to j, including So in this algorithm you can see that the shortest path from I to j including a node k. So in this algorithm, one important point to note is if you are finding the shortest path including a node k, then that may or may not include the node k. So in this algorithm, one important point to note is that if you are including a node k, in this case we had included node 0, 1, 2 and 3. So if you are at the kth node and you are willing to find the shortest path, if you have the option of including this node k, then the shortest path value may or may not include the node k. So whatever formula is written here, that is the minimum distance from I to j will be equals to not including the current node which is k, otherwise including the current node will give us the answer. So this first part is actually saying that we will be skipping this node, we will not be including this node k, and the second part is saying that we will be including this node k. Okay, so this is one important thing to remember. Now having seen this algorithm, what will be the time complexity? Well, the time complexity will be order of v cube. And why is that? Because we are actually including all of these vertices each and every time. Okay, so there are v number of steps for inclusion. And now you are filling the matrix which is of size v by v. So this matrix size is v square and we are filling it v times. So it will be v into v square which will be v cube. Okay. So the space complexity will be v square since we are taking a matrix of v square size. So this is the time and space complexity analysis. Let us now look at the code. Now this is the simple Floyd-Warshall code. In this case I have made a graph and whatever you are seeing as 0 is basically nothing but the diagonal values. That is, there is no self loop, so it will be 0. And whatever you are seeing as integer maximum, it indicates that we do not know the distance from a given vertex to a certain vertex. So this integer maximum is saying that we do not know the distance from 0 to, this is vertex 0, 1, 2 and this is 3. So we do not know the distance from 0 to 3. Okay, so that is why we are writing integer maximum. So according to this algorithm, initially we will only be knowing the distance values to the adjacent nodes. Okay, and then we will keep including each and every vertex one by one in order to find the shortest path. So let us now look at the algorithm. So this is the Floyd-Warshall algorithm. In this case I have fixed the number of vertices to 6. So when we are taking this distance values, then actually we will be copying all the adjacent node values. So adjacent node values are already stored in this graph. So we will be taking it down and copying it in distance matrix. Now the distance matrix will be finally giving us the shortest path between all the pairs of the graph. So first we will copy. So this is the copying step. Now we will find all pair shortest path by including each and every vertex one by one. So this outside for loop is basically our k value which is including each and every vertex. And since we are including a vertex, therefore we will be calculating the shortest path when we have the option of a given vertex being included. So we started with vertex 0, then we included this vertex 1, then 2 and then 3 and then we stopped. Okay. So we will be including each and every vertex one by one. And in this case, this is the option. Like if we are including a vertex, then let us say we were knowing the distance value from 0 to 2. Now we have an option to include this 1. So if the distance from 0 to 1 is known and from 1 to 2 is known, then only we can compare the distance values. Okay. But if the distance from 0 to 1 is infinity, that is we do not know, or the distance from 1 to 2 is infinity, then we can say that since we do not know the distance values, we cannot compare it and therefore we will continue. That is, we will skip this step. So I will repeat, if we have no knowledge of the distance value from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 2 or both of them, then we will simply skip the step. Otherwise, if the values are known, let's say it is 2 and 3 and this is let's say 7, then we can compare both the values, like 2 plus 3 is less than 7, and if it is less than 7, then we will update the distance value from 0 to 2 and we will update it with the new value which is 2 plus 3, 5. Okay. Otherwise, if the distance value is larger, let's say it was 12, then 7 will remain. Okay. So this is how we will be updating the distance values. Now once we are done with updating all the distance values, then we will check if we are having a negative edge weight cycle. And how do we check it? As I had already explained, we just need to check the self distance values, that is from 0 to 0, then from 1 to 1, 2 to 2. If any of the self distance values comes out to be less than 0, then obviously there will be a negative edge weight cycle. Otherwise these values should always be 0. Okay, so if we have a negative edge weight cycle, we will print here negative edge weight cycle is present and we will simply return. Otherwise, if there is no negative edge weight cycle, then we will print the entire all pair shortest path matrix, which will be a 2D matrix of size v square. Okay, so this is the entire algorithm, and I hope this is very simple to implement as well. So if you have any type of doubt, then feel free to comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Like and share our video and subscribe to our channel in order to watch more of this programming videos. See you in our next video. Thank you.